Super.
Yeah, I don't like.
Super.
So I guess we are live now. Hi everyone. Thank you for joining us this Thursday evening. It's great to have you all here for our webinar, B2B Sales Strategy and Client Acquisition. And before we get started, let me introduce you to our guest, Anna Demerchant. She's the Head of Sales Development, Outbound Lead Generation at Eleken. Anna's got some serious experience in the world of B2B sales, and she's here to share all that knowledge with us today. So let's give a warm welcome to Anna. And Anna, could you please tell us a bit about Eleken? Which services do you offer? It would be wonderful if you could also share some information about Eleken's projects and clients.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So nice to meet you, everyone. It's great to hear you. Anna, thank you for inviting me to your webinar. It's a pleasure to meet you. Yeah, we have been with closely for almost 1 year, I guess. I'm happy with partnership with closely. So it's my pleasure to introduce myself, to introduce Eleken, and introduce our client acquisition strategy. So let's go. A couple of let's maybe start with our agenda. What do you think, Anna?
yeah, sounds great. Let's go ahead. Today we are going to talk about Eleken's outreach strategy insights in 2023 and current challenges and successes of client acquisition. Also, we are going to talk about how to find clients on LinkedIn and email and how to leverage Close's multi-channel automation for efficiency. So let's go ahead.
Okay, so let's start with some elegant introduction. Yeah, who we are? We are UI UX design agency for SaaS. We focused on SaaS businesses mostly, and we offer full product design and can help our SaaS clients with MVP, product redesign, and team extension. We offer also designers for our clients on long-term mode. Basically, we focused on inbound strategy before this year, yeah, and we put a lot of attention to our website, search engine optimization, and content creation. We have a large marketing team for content creation. Also, we have clutch strategy when we put a lot of efforts to our clutch profile, and we ask our clients to leave some review on clutch and something like that. And also we have large client database, and we have some referral programs for our clients, and it helps us to attract more clients. Yeah, but this year we start outbound strategy, and I have joined Eleken, I guess 9 months ago, and we started our outbound strategy from scratch. We started our LinkedIn campaign, email campaigns, and some conferences participation, roadshows, setups, and I started my partnership with Closely for LinkedIn and email campaigns. So here's how my outbound team setup looks like. We have 10 lead generation managers, lead generation representatives right now, and one team lead, it's me. So I'm responsible for the whole strategy for outbound. I'm responsible for hiring, training lead generation managers. And I decided to do some LinkedIn strategy. Each lead generation representative has 3 accounts on LinkedIn, and 2 accounts are fully automated via Closely, and one account is managing manually. Yeah, it's because we want some security. Sometimes LinkedIn can block our accounts for automatization, and we decided to leave some manual work on LinkedIn as well. We use Closely, as I mentioned before, from the day one in our lead gen strategy, and it helps us a lot, actually. It saves at least 3 to 4 hours per week per each lead generation representatives. Actually, it's significant for us because we can focus on our research, on our new ideas, new channels we would like to test. And each lead generation manager can set up 5-6 intro calls per month per lead generation, as I mentioned before, via LinkedIn by using Closely. It's the total amount, how many calls we have from each lead generation representatives each month, and around 50-60 intro calls we can set up via Closely, and it's wonderful because we have quite good conversion, and we could attract I guess 10 clients this year via outbound and via Closely, of course. And yeah, I'm very glad by this statistic. So it's cool. And of course, we have some challenges. New LinkedIn limits, as you may know, you can send only 200 invites with tags for basic accounts without Sales Navigator. And of course, we can't assign to each account Sales Navigator because significant cost for us. Only one account per lead generation representative has Sales Navigator subscription, and 2 other accounts have only basic subscription. And we automate them, and it helps us to send a large amount. But Closely has helped us a lot as they changed their flow, and we can be notified when LinkedIn has reached the limits of sending invites with text. And also, as you may know, there are some new anti-spam rules from Google and Yahoo, and we don't know what can we do with that. And currently, we are not running our email campaigns actively, so we are thinking about it. What should we do next year? And yeah, as I mentioned before, for our solutions for LinkedIn, Closely has helped us a lot. And now we can run our campaign by autopilot, and it's good. We don't need to check how many invites with text have been sent, and we also just receiving some notification from Closely, and we just changing our sequence for LinkedIn and sending invites without text, and I would say it works good. We can attract still a lot of leads, a lot of prospects. And for email, as I mentioned before, it's still under revision. We don't know, maybe we will not run email campaigns because it's not so easy to do it with some new rules. Maybe you have some questions, and maybe I can leave it for you right now, some information about Closely and how you can help to get more deals.
Sure. I forgot to mention that if you have any questions, just write them in the chat below and I'll read them to Anna so she might answer. But for now, I have also some questions to you. And I'm really happy to hear that you have great experience with Closely and it helps you achieve your results. I'm really pleased that it's that way. And we are also happy to have you as our client.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah, and so drawing from your experience, maybe there are some specific best practices you'd recommend for effectively using Closely in outreach. Like maybe there are some ways to choose audience which work for you better, like LinkedIn search or upload from CSV or past engagement or anything like that. And maybe there are some best practices for building your sequence, for example. Like how do you combine the steps there, what works better for you?
Yeah, actually, we have started with searching from the whole LinkedIn, let's say, and we tried to attract almost every company from our ICP. By the way, we have quite wide ICP. We work with startups, we work with enterprise companies, from solo founders to 500 employees headcount. So, and it was a challenge for us to find right companies, and we decided to switch to different, like directories, database, for example, some lists from J2. We decided to target some companies who listed on J2, or maybe some startups directories. And now the most successful campaign for us it was campaign from the Web Summit. We didn't participate on Web Summit this year, but we decided to target participants from this conference, and we just collected some leads from these companies, and we started our campaigns on closely, and we just sent something like, oh, we noticed that you participated on Web Summit, let's connect. And our connection rate was something around 40 to 50%. It's significant high, and I was really satisfied. And actually, our leads from the Web Summit connected very actively, and they reply to us very actively, and we could set up 2 pre-sales from the Web Summit conference, from the Web Summit leads. And just because we did a lot of work on research part, and we leveraged our as a LinkedIn strategy, like sequences, sending messages, follow-ups too closely. And that's why we had a lot of success with Web Summit conference, Web Summit lists, let's say.
Yeah, well, actually, I always say that such events and stuff like that, it really works really good. The connection rates are really great. And 40-50% of connection rate, it's really good. So yeah. Great numbers, great result. Well, and what do you maybe focus on when building the sequences? Do you do more like messages? Maybe you add some other steps? Besides, of course, as I understand, personalization, because as we know, personalization of the messages is the key, of course.
Yeah, actually, I have tested some interesting approach this year. We decided to put personalization in the end of our messages. For example, we are adding some postscriptum, and it works great. It also could attract a lot of prospects. For example, we put in our postscriptum something like, found you on LinkedIn and like what you guys do. And I have read some interesting information on LinkedIn about postscriptums and personalization at the end, that this is some kind of, like pattern interrupter. And a lot of companies actually are using the same approach this year, and it's wonderful because we just tested different messages, different connection requests, and this connection request with postscriptum works the best for us. And also we put some relevant case studies to our third message in sequence. We have a lot of cases, by the way, because we have a great marketing team and a large database of clients, and it's easy for us to choose the right case study and to send it to our prospects. And also in I guess maybe in some our last messages we are offer just to book a call, and we are leaving some link to Calendly of our sales manager, and actually we have a very short sequence, to be honest. Only one connection request and 5 follow-ups, and then we send some like breakup message, and we tell them, oh, maybe it's not a good time to connect right now. Let's connect maybe next quarter and see how it's going on your end. And they say something like, okay, let's stay in touch or something like that. Yeah, it works really great. Yeah.
Well, actually, it's pretty useful. And the thing with postscriptum is really a nice idea. So I think our clients, our listeners should know this because we should try it out.
Yeah, sure. You should try it out.
That's nice. And reflecting on the year, like how has Eleken's approach to B2B sales evolved from the beginning on 2023 and to now? Are there any significant changes or adaptations because of all these limitations and everything?
Actually, we just tested such approach, like outbound approach. We didn't know for sure would it work for us or not, and we just hired only 5 lead generation representatives, but we could receive very great result in a short time. Only in 3 months we just attracted our first client, and we decided that we need to scale it, and we need to add more LinkedIn accounts, we need to add more representatives, and we need to test different markets. And for example, recently we tested our lead generation approach on United Arab Emirates. It was interesting approach, interesting experience, I would say, because we received a lot of responses, but not so many qualified leads, not so many SQLs, to be honest. But we could attract one client, and now they are on our pre-sale. So yeah, I would recommend to test different approach, different channels, different ICPs, and different messages, of course, and automate it. Because for me, outbound is like game number. You need to send a lot of contacts, of course, relevant leads to relevant companies, but it doesn't work for a small amount of leads. We need to send thousand and thousand, and of course, personalization. We need to show some relevant cases, relevant experience for them, and we need to present relevant offer. That's why we have a very good offer to our potential clients. We offer a 3-day free trial, so they can test our designers without any cost from their side, and decide would they like to go to proceed with us or not. And it's our like a secret sauce. And our free trial helps us to sell, by the way.
Well, yeah, actually, it sounds like a great offer. I would want the free trial. That sounds nice.
Yeah.
And testing is the key, that's for sure. And you mentioned that each lead gen has like 3 accounts, 1 managed manually and 2 automated by Closely. And so how does this person decide, like each account sends campaigns to different regions, or you test out different messages with all these 3 accounts? Like,
actually, we run some bulk campaigns on automated accounts, for example, and our account which run manually, we use for some personalization, or maybe for some test approaches. For example, one of my lead generation representatives is testing now search on product hunt. She is leaving some review on product hunt to relevant companies, and then she connects them manually from her short LinkedIn account, and at the same time she runs on autopilot her general campaigns onto other accounts. And actually each lead generation representatives has some territories or part of a territory, and they are managing such areas and responsible for them, and decide what kind of part of territory they would like to automate and what kind of territory should receive manual messages. Usually, but manual accounts belongs to some deeply customization, personalization, because it's quite hard to personalize deeply and do it automatically, actually.
That's true. And what regions work best for you?
A lot of our clients are now located in Europe. We like to work with Nordics. Yeah, we are receiving a lot of positive response from there, and USA, of course. We put a lot of our efforts to USA now.
Okay, so let's maybe try out some questions of the audience. So I'll take a look at some questions.
Okay.
So, for example, well, also there are questions about the sequence build. So the number one question I have right now is the best practice for the sequence build. Do you have written suggestions?
Actually, yeah, I would say the best sequence for me is sequence with some relevant case studies or maybe social proof. We also put some links to our clutch, to our dribble, to our case studies page. So as much proof you have is the best for you, actually. So, and you can add it to our sequence to send to your potential audience, and it always works the best.
That's true. So the next is, how do you manage the steps? How does the system know if they have responded to an email and to not send the next one, or if they have not accepted my connection request? So, well, actually, I can answer this one. Yeah. So if, for example, in your sequence, the connection request doesn't get accepted, then, of course, the sequence can proceed with the LinkedIn steps. But if you use multi-channel campaigns, and this is why it's great to use multi-channel campaigns, and you have email steps there, then the email steps, the emails will be sent out anyway. And so if the person accepts the connection request and at some point he or she answers the message, the sequence, the campaign is stopped for this person automatically. So the system knows you receive a LinkedIn reply in your inbox and closely. And so then you continue to communicate manually, because of course, if the person responded to your automated message, it doesn't make sense to send another automated message to this person. So you just communicate manually. The same with the inbox. If you receive a reply to the email in your inbox, you continue to communicate with this person via email manually, and the sequence is stopped for this person. So the system knows it, and it won't continue the sequence for the person if the person responds.
Yeah, and I would add that it works great for us, and actually we can just manage it very easily for us, and also we can download some information from our CSV, how many leads just accepted our requests, how many leads responded, and we also can filter it in our inbox in closely. What do they say? So something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, I just remembered one question from me also. Did you ever run a campaign for your network and closely, or just for the new leads?
Actually, we focus mostly on our new leads, but we plan to run some campaigns for our network maybe next year, some follow-up campaigns, let's say.
Yeah, we also do have this option in the system. So let's go to the next question. My question is, what type of training programs or resources do you provide your sales team for lead generation and nurturing?
Actually, we have our internal training program. We have created with our process analyst great training, great product training, because it's important for them to understand what kind of services do we offer. And also, I have created some lead generation training, and we have learning management system. It's also Ukrainian product, Academy Ocean, and now we are running our internal trainings on this system, and it works quite good, I would say. And so for me, it's important to divide our training into two parts, product training and lead generation training. But I have different level seniorities from my generation reps. Some of them are already have such experience, lead generation experience, and we just train them how to stop campaigns and closely. And some of them are trainee, and we need to explain how lead generation works and something about our product. And after that, we trying to set up some campaigns and closely. And actually, closely has quite great materials about their app and how to set up first campaigns. And also, I just coming back from time to time just to check what's new and what kind of new feature you guys have, and how we can implement it into our lead generation strategy.
Oh, thank you. It's nice to hear. We're actually constantly developing and releasing some new videos about new features, some articles in Help Center, and we'll be also adding some information later on because it's really helpful. Because it's not everyone has some time to go out for a call with customer success manager, and it's always nice when you can find everything just by 1-2 clicks. So we are working on this and improving it, making it even better. So you can also continue asking questions in the live chat if you have any, and I'm going to the next question. So there is a question from Henrietta. And how does your company segment and target specific customer groups or industries in your lead generation efforts?
Yeah, actually, we decided to follow LinkedIn segmentation, industry segmentation, I mean, because it's easy for us to assign some new tasks for lead generation representatives. And we divided our case studies into different industries, and we just segment our case studies first, and we can set up, like main industries where our client located, and we decided to target this as industries first. And also we decided to segment our audience by company size. For example, startups from 2 persons to 10 persons headcount in company, and also small business like from 11 to 50 employees headcount, and medium business, and 2 enterprises. And we segment by location, but by industries, the main industries we have some cases, and also by company size. And we put a lot of attention to startups, and we could generate a lot of opportunities from there. But now we decided to focus on small and mid-sized business, because we see a lot of opportunities here, and for redesign, product redesign, as well as design team extension. So we decided it's our main strategy for the next year is to focus on small and mid-sized business. Maybe we continue to target startups as well, but not so many as we did it before.
Thank you. And the next question is, what significant steps can we follow if we are in a service-based company and the service is very complex and lead generation is a bit tricky?
So I would suggest maybe some relevant events for you. Just try to create a list of events when you can meet your potential customers face to face and run some demo version of your product or service, because it's quite hard to sell, let's say, via email or LinkedIn message. So I would try some relevant events as well, or maybe road shows. And actually, it works great if you put your lead generation efforts and set up some meetings with relevant customers, relevant leads, and then you meet them face to face just to explain what kind of services do you have and how it can help them.
Great, thank you. So this is all for with questions. Like, we have also a question: how has your lead generation strategy adapted in response to changes in the market regarding Yahoo, Gmail, and LinkedIn automation? But I guess you answered that you're not doing that much email outreach right now, and maybe you're not even planning to do it in the next year, right?
Yeah. We decided to put it on hold. To be honest, we didn't receive so much response from email marketing, and we decided to put it on hold because a lot of our additional domains went into spam and got blocked, and it hurts our domain reputation. I mean, main domain reputation. So we decided to focus on LinkedIn right now, and gladly LinkedIn allows us to send a lot of connection requests. Yeah, but we need to manage a lot of accounts, to be honest.
Well, yeah, I can imagine. Well, as Anna mentioned, actually, we here at Closer try to react quickly to all the new limitations imposed by different platforms so that they don't affect our clients' outreach. And regarding email, right now we're developing an anti-spam service, so which will help you avoid your emails going to spam, and we'll be releasing a couple of updates in January so that you can actually do email outreach and your campaigns remain effective, never mind the new Google policies and Yahoo policies. So we'll be introducing this in January, and I'll be sending out also some emails with information about all these product updates. So hopefully this next year, email outreach will become more effective and the emails won't go to spam as much as they used to.
I would add, some simple tips for LinkedIn. Don't try to add fresh LinkedIn account. For example, if you just created new LinkedIn account, please don't automate it. You need to warm up it manually, connect with your colleagues, for example, maybe with recruiters, with some LinkedIn open networkers, just to set up some network for you, and after that you can automate it. And also I have heard new updates from the LinkedIn that new accounts can send only 30 invites per week. It's not so many, but well-developed account with high CCI rate can send 30, 40 invites per day. So yeah. So we need to develop our LinkedIn accounts, maybe post relevant content. As I know, closely allows us to like and like not comment.
Endure skills like us.
Yeah, yeah. So you can develop your account via these features. It's quite convenient, and well-developed account should be automated, but new fresh account should be warmed up manually, from my experience.
Sure, that's so true because a lot of people sometimes, even when they do this manually, they get restrictions because they don't know how to do this. They start sending out a lot of messages at once, and then they end up with restrictions and they don't know what to do. That's why we do have a warm up mode in Closely also, where like mimics human behavior. So it sends out like 5 connection requests per day at first, then a bit more with every 1-2 weeks. So it looks natural, and we do recommend to leave it on even if your account is warmed up just for the first campaign, so it looks like real human behavior. And so this makes sense. And we also have even a document with some precautions you need to take to avoid getting a restriction. So I will also share the link to it in our follow-up email. It's pretty interesting, and it will help avoid this for sure.
Yeah, and if you received some warning from LinkedIn, it's better to pause your account on Closely and not to send new connection request, because if your account was noticed by LinkedIn, it's better not to do some automated activity.
Yeah, we also advise to, like, for example, after getting a restriction, if this happened, to stop maybe sending out messages for connection requests for a week, and then using warm-up mode, start sending from a low number and increasing it really gradually. Then, well, we do have clients who actually did this, and everything, like a lot of our clients using these precautions, they have their accounts active, they don't get restrictions, and everything's fine. Yeah, LinkedIn has pretty strict restrictions, so it's better to be cautious and take precautions. So yeah.
Yeah, also for me, it's a great feature from Closely that you all guys are sending some notification when LinkedIn just noticed some unusual activity. So it allows us just to lower our activity. For example, we got some warning from Closely when one of our accounts just start to view a lot of profiles before sending your requests.
Yeah, that's also a great feature. Thank you that you mentioned. And so actually with all these LinkedIn restrictions, Google and Yahoo new policies, this is why, as I mentioned, we released multi-channel campaigns in Closely. We also had a webinar on them earlier. And this is a great feature because with all these limitations, restrictions, and policies, it's a bit risky to rely just on single channel for outreach, because if your account on LinkedIn gets restricted, or if your mail starts going to spam, then you're left without no outreach. So that's why multi-channel campaigns are the way to go, and we're actually currently also continuously working on them and updating them. Like just recently we updated the analytics, so now you can have more deep analytics for the emails in multi-channel campaigns. And so I'll be also sharing a demo video and some information about multi-channel campaigns in our follow-up email, so you can take a look at this, because it's really a way to go in 2024 with all these policies. So also I remember that I had also one more question about the length of deal cycles. So have you observed any notable changes in the length of deal cycles recently, like over the year, that it became longer? If so, what factors do you think contribute to these changes? Because we kind of noticed the changes in the length of the deal cycles.
Yeah, actually, we have experienced it toward to the end of the year. I guess just because, like some economical situation in the world, and of course it affects to our prospects as well. And now in the end of the year, a lot of projects, a lot of ideas are put on hold, and we just need to wait. And my colleagues from from other companies, service companies, they look very optimistic, and they expect some new projects, new activity from our potential leads mid of the next year, actually.
Yeah, well, that's really optimistic. So
Yeah, we hope so.
we hope so. And have you noticed an increased role for SDRs beyond traditional sequence writing, that they're now viewed like kind of as carriers of the company's expertise in addition to their sequencing responsibilities?
Yes, actually, SDR role has become significant important for us as well, because we need a lot of new, fresh approach and new perspective for our lead generation strategy. And actually, I would say sales now has become complicated, so we need to put a lot of attention to our efforts, and and that's why we are scaling our lead generation team, because outbound works for us well, and we just need to scale it.
Yeah, sales are becoming really complicated. That's true, and a bit challenging. So
Yep.
yeah, so maybe anyone has any more questions for Anna? And while we wait and see if anyone has any questions left, maybe you can give like some tips for our listeners for the next year for their 2024 lead gen strategy.
Yeah, I would focus on LinkedIn content as well, not for lead generation, just for developing your LinkedIn profile. It's that's great approach, just to warm up your account by posting some relevant content, not only regarding your company updates, but also for some relevant topics from sales, for example, or maybe design in my case. Also, I guess video messaging will be more popular next year. I noticed a lot of interesting tools for video messaging, video prospecting, and I guess it would be also interesting channel just to attract more clients. So, and I don't know what will happen with email campaign, email marketing. A lot of companies are saying right now that email marketing is dead already, but I'm staying more optimistic about it. We'll see, but LinkedIn and engagement via content and video messaging will be main trends in next year, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, I also hope that email will still be a good channel in the future, but who knows? But regarding LinkedIn content, that's so true. Actually, it's something everyone should work on. I'll also always tell myself that I need to post something and then I kind of postpone it. But as you said, yeah, I should think about this also. And developing personal brand also, besides posting just company content, it's also a really nice way to go. So that's so true. Thank you for reminding me about this one. So, uh, also we have one question. Do you have some training material as the webinar today? Maybe you have some training materials, some articles or videos or other webinars people can watch.
Yeah, I guess this question has addressed to you, and or maybe to me.
Well, actually, we do have webinars on our channel. I thought maybe it was addressed to you, but if talking about Closely, we have some webinars and videos on Closely on our YouTube channel. You can watch them. And also, we always send out some announcements about our upcoming webinars. We also have a product digest coming every month. And we'll be also having other webinars next year already after the holidays, because the holidays not the best time to have webinars.
Yeah.
So I guess that's all with the questions. Don't see any other coming in. So, well, actually, I think it was a really informative session and really useful one. So I hope everyone found the insights shared by Anna as valuable as I did. I know that for me, there were a lot of insights after this webinar. We'll be sharing the video recording of the webinar in the email follow-up. We'll be also sharing the link to Anna's LinkedIn and to Eleken's website, and the link to some of closest useful material in our follow-up email. And if you actually think of any questions to me or to Anna after the webinar, you can always email me and answer our follow-up email, and I'll be happy to forward the questions to Anna and to send you the answers. So also a huge thank you to Anna for generally sharing your time and your experiences, your knowledge and expertise with us. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you with us today.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's a great experience having the first webinar. You're our first guest, and so I think the webinar went great and it was really informative. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Anna, for inviting me to the webinar. I like to share my knowledge, my ideas, and I think it's great. And I hope you will send me invite for the next webinar with another host. I would be gladly join as your potential audience, something like that. So
Sure. Well, actually, I did have a lot of insights after our webinar, so thank you. And of course, thank you to all of you for watching this webinar and for joining us this Thursday evening. And so thank you and have a great evening. Thanks a lot.
thank you. Great evening. Bye.
Bye.